If you follow this guide step by step, you're gonna have exactly what you need to become the top authority in your niche to easily sell more online. So welcome to day 2 of the LinkedIn Raw series. This is episode 2 where you're gonna learn my system for positioning your free and paid products as the go-to offers in the space. And whether you're giving away lead magnets in exchange for email subscribers or selling a lower high ticket service, you're gonna be set for your LinkedIn journey. So the very first thing I wanna do in this series is talk about the product categories, what exactly you're going to offer on LinkedIn. So whether you're selling low ticket offers, high ticket offers, whatever it is, this is going to be what you should be offering. So before positioning your products, first determine what you're actually going to be offering, how you're going to offer it, and who you're going to offer it to. So here's how I would start. First, I would have a low ticket offer. It'll look something like this. So you have your low ticket. Then below that low ticket is going to be your medium ticket offer. And then below the medium ticket offer is going to be your high ticket offer. So you've got your low, medium, and high. So for the low ticket offers, I typically set these to something like a course, a template, a subscription, something like that. For the medium ticket offer, I like to do something like a private community, more of a premium style program. And then for your higher ticket offers, it'll be something like a coaching service, an agency model, you name it. So it's going to be starting with the low, the medium, and the high. That's kind of how you're going to position your offers when you sell them online. And so for my business, I don't like to have only one set product and price out too many customers, or vice versa, be too cheap and nobody finds the actual value that my offers hold. So here's what I'm currently offering to fix that exact problem. My low ticket offer is going to be something like a newsletter subscription, which is $1 to $149. So I'll position it like this. Let's say we can start this around my lower ticket offer can be somewhere like a $69 course. Then we've got the medium ticket offer, which is the premium paid private community. This could be like a course or a community anywhere from $300 to $1,000. You don't want to be too cheap on this, so you can actually show that the value is there, but you also want to price out all your customers to where no one's going to be purchasing this product. So you want to keep it from $300 to $1,000. So for my sake, we have mine set to $150. And then the high ticket offer, the done for you or done with you services and sponsors. This is typically $1,000 or more per month. This is a high ticket offer. This can be something like a done for you content agency or maybe a done with you coaching service. Whatever it is, it's got to be more than $1,000 a month. Keep it high up there to where you can offer a lot of value for more of your higher ticket audience of people that actually have the money, whether it's current business owners or CEOs or founders that have the money, but maybe they don't have the time. They're going to go for these higher ticket offers. So we set mine to anywhere from around 2,540 to around 7,000. And that's per month. So that's going to be your higher ticket offer. And then on the screen here, this is just a little example of my landing page to build a 6-figure business on LinkedIn in just 60 days. That's going to be my private community, my accelerator program. So once you have this offer down, you've got the low ticket, the medium ticket, and the high ticket. I'll go over this in a little bit, but you're going to be easily able to upsell your medium tickets in your low tickets and your high tickets in both your low ticket and medium ticket, which is nice to have all of them instead of just having one, so you can easily upsell later on. And then once we get into the free products in just a second, you'll see how easy it is to upsell all of your digital products. Okay, so depending on where my prospects are at as well, they have something available to them at all times. Low budget, I've got something for that. Don't want to do the work yourself, I've got something for that as well. You need to understand your audience, then build something specific for them. I know my audience. I have a lot of people that have, not too much time, but they already have a pretty successful business. They're already making $10,000, $15,000 a month, but they really want to start growing on LinkedIn. They already have a very successful business, but they just don't know how to do LinkedIn. They don't know how to create the content. They don't know the systems or the funnels or how to build the email list. So they come to me and they say, hey, like, I don't have the time. I'm making the money. I've got the business, but I really want to double down on LinkedIn. Then they're going to come to me. I also have an audience that is brand to LinkedIn. They've got all the time in the world, but they just don't have any money. They have a very low budget. So I like to have that offer where it's, okay, so you're branded to LinkedIn, you have a tiny bit of money, so you can purchase maybe something like my low ticket offer, or I have the people that have a lot of money but no time, they're gonna purchase my higher ticket offer. So that's kind of how that works. You need to make sure you know your audience, understand your audience, know exactly what they're buying, what they need, and who they are. Okay, so the next part of this lesson is gonna be the problem solving part, which what problems should you be solving in your low, medium, and high ticket offers. This step relies on you finding exactly what problems your paid offers will solve. And at the end of this module, there's going to be a checklist you can follow one by one to build your perfect digital offer in just 90 days. So by the end of the summer, you should have a better understanding of how exactly you want to position yourself and what kind of offers you want to sell. Each digital offer you create should hit a very specific problem. I funnel my customers from one offer to another, depending on the following things. Let me erase these so we have some more room here. Okay, so we've got the budget, the level of experience, and how badly they want to start. So I always ask them first, like, what is your budget for the, let's say, the monthly service? I always tell my prospects or my audience, okay, this is the average amount my customers are paying. So for example, on my Calendly page, I'll say, okay, so my average customer is paying anywhere from $2,000 up to $5,000 per month. So if this is in your budget, if you're around that $2,000 to $5,000 budget range, then you're already a perfect candidate. So you'll put that down. Okay, perfect. Then I want to know, what's your level of experience? Like, what are you struggling with? Are you struggling with your content creation? Are you struggling with your, let's say, what your offers and your ideas, whatever it is? I want to know your experience. Maybe you already have a successful business. Maybe you're just starting out. I want to know this information to know exactly what problems I can solve within my products. And then also, how badly do they want to start? Do they want to start right now? Do they want to start, let's say 3 months from now, 2 months from now, maybe 2 weeks from now? You got to figure out exactly when your audience wants to start so you can kind of tailor your products and your services to that time period as well. And if someone is ready to start this moment right now, they have a large budget and don't have a lot of experience, I know to immediately hit them with my high ticket done for you offer. If they have a large budget, I'm already going to knock out the low ticket and medium ticket. I'm going straight to the high ticket offer. And they don't have a lot of experience, and well, they probably need something more of like the done for you experience, where I will basically just show them exactly how to do it, and I'll do that for them as well. And if someone doesn't have a large budget, so no large budget at all, but they have some experience and doesn't really know if they want to start right now, they're a little bit confused, I'm going to hit them with my medium ticket offer, which is my private community. They can join anytime, get the value right away, and build at their own pace. So if there's someone who does have the time but doesn't really know where to start or when to start, they can go through my private community, they can go through my course content, and they can go through that for the next couple of months on their own pace. So let's say, for example, they only have an hour per day. They can just spend that hour per day doing the course, or maybe they want to spend 30 minutes a day or 2 hours a day. They can completely decide how much time they want to utilize when it comes to building their personal brand and business on LinkedIn. Now, to find the problems your readers have, I'd recommend asking questions, running surveys, creating polls, sending DMs to find out. And the more you talk to your readers and your current customers and your email list, the more you're going to know what exactly to solve within your paid products. So you can keep reading on to the next step, which is going to be a hands-on solving your audience's problems. And what I want to show as well is when it comes to asking your audience what kind of problems they have, the way I kind of see it is this. So I start with organic content on LinkedIn, right? So I'll have my organic content. Within the content, I'm going to ask questions. I'll say, hey, like, what are you struggling with right now? On every single one of my posts, I have an auto plug that basically says, ask me any questions right now. I'll be in the comments for about 60 minutes. Ask me anything. Let me know what you're struggling with. Are you having problems figuring out what content to create? Do you have problems figuring out what to sell? Maybe you're not getting leads, whatever it is. Give me your struggle. So within that content, that's what I do. I also do it on my email list. I send out 2 emails every single week. And those also have CTAs that say, what are you struggling with? What do you want to get better at? I also have like a direct line to conversate with me with the email list and in the content. So I can always get those struggles. And I can always talk to my audience one-on-one versus just saying like more of a general audience question. It's just like a hands down one-on-one type of question. So that's why the content works really well. That's why the email works really well. And the third thing is going to be in all my video. I always ask questions in my lead magnets, in my paid courses. Literally everywhere you're going to find me asking questions, especially asking your current customer base. That's the easiest way to get the struggles and the problems is from your current customers. Yeah, you can ask your audience, you can ask random people on the internet, but if you ask your current customers, if you have a customer base, that's going to be the most valuable information you can get from literally anywhere. So ask more of your customers, ask your customer base, ask your current clients and your past clients as well. Maybe they don't work with you anymore, but if they are still in contact with you, ask them as well. Okay, so the third part of this series is going to be the promotional content. How do you promote your paid offers? How do you promote your content to then position yourself as the go-to expert in your industry so you can then sell more of your offers? Knowing what problems your audience has is one thing, but actually creating promotional content and landing new customers is an entirely different process. Promotional content is typically a direct sell to one of your paid offers or services. You don't need to sugarcoat it. You can get straight to the business. I like to do that, where I have, some content is straight to the point selling. Some is more, not as harsh when it comes to the selling, which I'll show you in just a minute. So I wanted to show actually a few posts that I've done really well in the past, and I actually keep reposting these every single month or every other month just to get more leads and more sales from my products. So this is the very first one. I made this 1 year ago. I look so much different in this one. So this is a year ago. This did really well. I got 600 likes. It's got almost 600 comments, tons of reposts. Impressions were pretty solid. This post alone, this one I first dropped the Growth OS. This one got me around, I think it was $12,000 in sales. So this one did really, really well. And I actually repurposed this post quite often. And all it was the hook was, I can't believe I finally did this. So it's, it's an attention stopper here, but I'm actually officially a course professor. And then people were like, well, are you actually a professor? I'm just a course seller, right? So I kind of made this controversial. I talked about over the last 7 years. I've spent XYZ on courses. I've done the thing where I've gone through the coaching process. I've gone through the courses. I know how it works. I've gotten scammed quite a bit. So then I actually went ahead and created my own thing. I launched my new course. And then why I launched it, I put together everything in one place. It's got, how to create content better, generate revenue, save 30 plus hours a week. And I've got my link here for the course. And then of course, I got all the comments, congratulations, oh, I'm really interested. I've got some 50% off coupons here for the first 10 people that joined. So this post alone did really well, and I repurposed this post. Now this is a year ago. The way I wrote this post isn't actually as good as it could have been. So now I'll take this post, and when I post it today, it'll be a lot better. It's way more optimized. It's got a better hook. It's got a lot more meat in there. I also put the CTAs at around 80 to 85% throughout the post, versus at the very end. I find that the CTA being around right here is a lot better than at the end, because if people are finding value through the post, they're going to want to see that CTA way before the end of the post, because a lot of people won't even get to the end of the post because they're like, oh, it's a CTA. I'm done reading. I don't see any more value here. If you have the CTA more about the 85% mark on your post, people are still going through the post. So they're going to 100% go through that CTA before they get to the rest of the value. So that's why I would recommend putting anywhere from 80 to 85% through your post. Okay. So then the next post here, an example, another fantastic example that performed really well. Yeah, this is one where I was in New York, just a simple photo. This is also a year ago. I began taking LinkedIn seriously in 2023. I had never written a post on here before. LinkedIn is like the new mission, right? A lot of people were just starting out. I tell people my experience here, always add context to your post. Why should people listen to you and not, some other person on social media? What makes you different? What makes you special? What makes you the authority in your industry? So I tell people that I've got the experience. And I told people, okay, so then, in August 2023, I turned my learnings into video lessons. I told them exactly what they're going to get from the course. And then I said, if you want to get instant access, go to my website, in bio, and select course. Now, this one also worked really well because I didn't put a direct link in the post. So people actually had to go find it. Anyone that was actually interested and wanted to purchase this course went to my profile. They saw all the value they can get from it, and they purchased it there. This one also, it did a little bit worse than the other one, but still really, really well. It was up in the $5,000 to $8,000 mark, I believe. Really, really well. I still repurpose this post all the time. Obviously, I edit a little bit, but this post I repurpose probably every other month, I would say, and it still performs really, really well. Okay, then the third example here, here's my LinkedIn content strategy for 2024. This is a picture of me in Costa Rica. This one did really well as well. Also, what you can tell, very similar for every single post that does really well. It's a personal image of myself. So I think that the personal images do the best when it comes to selling anything on LinkedIn. People want to see your more authentic self and your genuine self versus just like a text image or just a boring visual. So do more photos of yourself. These are going to help you sell a whole lot more. And then I showed people the day-by-day content schedule that I was using. So I was using a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all the way to Saturday content schedule. I showed exactly what I was doing, my raw formatting. And then I said, if you aren't selling any products or services yet, replace the client posts with carousels or personal stories. So I even help the people that don't have an audience base yet, which is actually directing my audience to my course, because it's a low ticket course. I know people don't have too much money yet, or they don't know what they're doing on LinkedIn yet. So this line right here kind of pointed towards, okay, you don't have any services or customers yet. This is going to be perfect for you. The goal is to have the following: educational, storytelling, promotional, the 3 types of posts that I create, and then utilizing my 80-20 rule, of course, which is 80% educational and storytelling, and then 20% promotional. These promotional posts are only about trying to sell something, which is kind of like this one. This one's actually a bit educational and promotional, so it's not really like one or the other. It's kind of in between. A balanced strategy will help you win last year, 2024. And then I say, prepare yourself for the start of 2024. Implement my systems in the Growth OS. This is a very light sell on this one. I kind of had just all educational at the very end. You would not tell this is promotional until the very end. And then I said something like, okay, prepare yourself. This is, I think it was the end of 2023 or maybe the start of 24. and I said implement my systems in the growth OS, and then that's going to be the course link. Got lots of comments, 212 comments, 300 likes, 10,000 impressions, did really well, got lots of sales from this as well. So that's going to be the best way to write these promotional posts, to kind of have a mix between educational, promotional, show some like really authoritative context in your posts, and then start with a really good hook, and you'll be able to sell a ton more, especially with those personal photos too. Okay, so we can move on from the examples. In your promotional content, the CTA is crucial to get right. Here's my promotional post checklist on LinkedIn. So first, start with your hook. Mention a problem your reader has. We can actually break this down here as well. So you're going to start with your hook at the very top, which is up here. And then below your hook is going to be the start of the body. That's where you're going to showcase why the problem is bad at the very start. This is also where you can add your context. So we'll say body. We'll do this. Context and body. And that's going to be right here. That's right below the hook. We've got context and the body. Then in the middle of the body, we've actually got two of these. Explain what happens if your audience doesn't solve the problem, and then explain what happens if they do solve the problem. So you want to say, okay, if they don't solve the problem, all these bad things are going to happen, and your audience is like, oh wait, I really don't want that to happen to me. But then after that, you're going to go ahead and explain what happens if they do solve that problem. So you've got below the body of the context, you've got this body, sad face. Then we've got body, happy face, solved problem. Easy. That's an easy way to showcase. So hook, body with context, body if you don't solve the problem, sad face, body if you do solve the problem, happy. And then below that, it's going to be the CTA. Now, we're not done the post yet. The CTA is going to be about 80% through. This is not the end yet. We're promoting your paid products around 80% through. So I'll say, okay, CTA is below the middle of the body, and then below the CTA, we're going to end the body. We're going to showcase a solution. So we're already hinting towards the CTA and the paid product before we even get to the very end, right? So below the CTA, I can just put end here. So the way this works is we got the hook. We're getting our readers' attention. Then we're going to showcase the first part of the body and show some context. You know, I've been working at this for 12 years. I've done worked with 100 clients. I've made, let's say, $50,000 a month for 10 different clients. You know, add some context behind what you've done. Add the body. If they don't solve the problem, if they do solve the problem, hint to your CTA early, 80 to 85% way through, and you're going to end with the rest of the educational or promotional style content, and that's where you're going to showcase the solution that you have for your audience. And that's going to work by far the best. If you do the CTA at the very end, a lot of your audience is not going to get to the end because they already think that they got all the value they want out of your posts. So there's no reason for them to keep reading on. I want you to make sure to keep your promotional very simple but direct. The more direct you are and straightforward, the less confusing, the more your audience is going to want to actually buy the thing. Don't promote more than one thing. Don't confuse your audience. Keep it straightforward, to the point, and as simple as possible. If you have a CTA saying to follow you, if you have a CTA then that also says repost this, and you have a link to your post, and you also say like watch this YouTube video. If you have too many CTAs in one post, your audience really doesn't know what to do. So make it very direct. If you want your audience to buy a product, just have the one link to the product and just finish with that. If you want to gain more followers, just tell people to follow you and why they should follow you, and leave it at that. If you want more saves or reposts, just tell your audience to save it and repost it. But don't stack all these CTAs on top of each other, because then your audience has really no idea what exactly they should do. You're too confusing, too many things to do, and they're just going to end up leaving your post and not reading anymore. So don't be confusing to your audience. Now, the next part is one of my favorite parts of this example here in this funnel, is going to be the sales process. How does your sales process actually work? How do you sell any of these digital products and services in general on LinkedIn? It's not always easy, but it can be easy with a proper system. So you now know which products you'll create, the problem you're going to solve, and the promotional content ideas. Now, how does the sales process actually work? You'll want to keep this process as simple as possible. I've probably said this around 8 times now in this video, but keep things as simple as possible. The more complex, the more confusing these systems are, the harder it is for audience to get from point A to point B. So be very simple with the process. For example, when your prospects go to a paid landing page of yours, it should be incredibly easy to find the information they're looking for, then check out and become a customer. If your checkout process and your payment process is challenging and long, you're going to actually lose a lot more customers. So here's what I'd recommend adding throughout your sales process. The first thing is the transformation your customers received after buying into your offer. What exactly is going to happen when they go from checkout, now they purchase it, Are they going to go from 0 followers to 10,000 followers in 3 months? Like, what exactly is that transformation going to look like? And be honest, be genuine. Don't just say something like, oh, you're gonna build an 8-figure business in 3 months. Obviously, it's not going to happen. That's not it just doesn't make sense. So be honest with your audience in terms of what they're actually going to receive, and be genuine about that. And the next thing is testimonials from past customers, both free and paid offers. So if you are selling a paid offer and you don't have any testimonials yet from your paid offers, just publish like a free 5-day email course or publish some free templates. Get testimonials from your free products, which you can then put on your paid landing pages. So you can still show your audience, okay, like I've done hundreds of free client work, and we've gotten tons of great reviews, and I turned all of this awesome educational content that I have and these transformation products that I have into paid offers, and you can see all the testimonials here. So that'll work as well. You can also do social proof from past customers. So you have testimonials and social proof for both your free and paid offers. So first you've got the testimonials, which are like reviews. Hey, I worked with Alex and he did great, or hey, I worked with Alex and he did XYZ. And then you have social proof, so you can actually show people, okay, so John worked at my content agency for 3 months, and we helped him go from 5,000 followers to 50,000 followers. He sold over 1,000 digital products. He now owns an email list of over 10,000 people. That's going to be social proof. So testimonials is going to be like a video from your client. Social proof is going to be like the transformation process, what exactly happened with that client. Then you can also showcase like sneak peeks and breakdowns into the products or services. So I'll actually do this both on my landing pages and on LinkedIn. I will basically showcase a sneak peek of what exactly you're going to get out of my, let's say, private community. I'm going to record a video. Maybe it's a 5-10 minute long video of what's exactly it's inside. So when you purchase into my private community, you're not shocked or disappointed on what there is, because I already show you what's going to be inside it. You just don't have the systems yet until you pay. So I'm going to show you exactly what's inside it, what to expect. Your next goal is really just to buy into it and start learning on your own. And the last part is going to be an FAQ section. Don't hide anything. So if people have questions, add to the frequently asked questions section, and that's going to be where people can ask their questions. You're going to have them priority. So in your DMs on your LinkedIn content, if you ever get a question about your paid offer, if you get the same question over and over again, add that question to your frequently asked questions section in your landing page, and that way people can actually go there and read it versus having to DM you about it every single time. And that'll be an easy way to get more sales on your offers. This is only going to be in the front end, and if your audience goes from your organic content to your profile then to your paid landing pages, everything is literally going to be on autopilot. That's not always the reality, though. It's not always going to be on autopilot. And if you're posting consistent content like myself every single day, 14 times a week, you're 100% going to get prospects and leads into your DMs very frequently asking about your offers, what you're selling, is it a good fit for them, etc. So I would recommend building a Google Doc that prepares you for questions like this. I actually prepared a few questions I get frequently that I'm always answering in my content and actually in my DMs. And a few of these look like this. How will your product help me? So how would my accelerator program help me? How long until I see results in the accelerator program? So it's going to be 3 months, 6 months, 9 months. Be honest and genuine about this. Do you have any customer support in product name for my growth system before, and also my accelerator program now? My private community, it's 24/7 support. So it's an easy one. You can always contact me, schedule one-on-one calls with me, our weekly Q&As, you name it. We have tons of customer support there. Do you have a money back guarantee in your product? For me, yes, I do. 30 days. If you don't like the value that you get of it, if you're disappointed, you can just contact me after 30 days. You'll get your money back. We've had 0 in the past year, so it's been phenomenal. All the value is there, but just in case for some reason, we offer the money back guarantee just in case. Have your past customers seen solid results in product name? Yes, of course. You can actually go to the landing page and check it out. I'll also have a link for them, which they can go ahead and see the results from my past clients. So having all these questions here is really good. If you want to have a Google Doc that prepares you for these questions, it's great. You can even have like a copy paste. You can just send to them. If you want to manually respond to them as well, go for it. That works too. So there are 2 ways you can go about these questions. Like I just said, have answers prepared and ready to go. Just copy and paste them. You can also create an email segment that answers these questions before they're asked. So you can do that through like an email list, for example. Whether someone's going through email and they ask a question, you can have that email ready to go. You can have that like an automated segment in Beehive where it just answers those questions on autopilot. There's a lot of different methods you can do, which I can actually create in another video. We can have a video more on automations, but we'll do that probably next week. So now that I've built a solid checklist for you, go through from start to finish and focus on positioning yourself as the go-to expert in your field. You can go through each step, complete it, then move on. Do not skip anything and don't move too fast. If you go too fast, you're going to miss some stuff. So do one step at a time. So this checklist looks something like this. First, I want you to determine your product offering. Are you creating a low ticket, a medium ticket, or high ticket offer? Choose which product you're going to build first and the price range. So whether it's going to be a low ticket, high ticket, what's going to be the price range. Start asking questions through polls, surveys, and content to understand your audience struggles. Do this for 30 to 60 days. Get a good understanding of what exactly your audience is struggling with. Then I want you to start writing promotional content and schedule in advance so your audience can go through on a trip through your story. Prepare content ahead of time, use personal images. The more authentic you are, the more storytelling you provide for your audience, the easier it is to sell them on to whatever you're trying to sell. Then keep each promotional post to one CTA. Be simple and straightforward. Don't overcomplicate your audience. Don't be too complex. Just be very simple and straightforward. And then I want you to build a simple landing page with an easy checkout process. Make it easy to check out. I use the Stripe link. It's literally a one-click button. You click it, you add your Apple Pay, whatever it is, and you can check out in literally 3 seconds. It's super easy. And then finally, post normal content every day to ensure you're building trust and authority. If you aren't posting normal content, you'll have a hard time positioning yourself to sell your paid offers. And I've got a few more for you here at the very end. We've got repeat this process frequently. So do all these things, keep repeating it, do it all the time. Keep your promotional posts to 1 to 2 per week max. Don't promote too much. If you promote too much, you're gonna become like a really annoying salesperson. So just be really genuine when it comes to selling. Don't oversell, don't be annoying. That's the biggest thing. You don't want to be annoying. If you follow this guide step by step, you're gonna have exactly what you need to build and become the top authority in your niche to easily sell more online. And before I end this module, what I want you to do is go to my accelerator program. It's alexcolhoun.com/accelerator. I'm gonna have a link below this video. Click on that, join my private community. If you watch this video, I'll have a link for you to get 50% off, and you can join literally right now today. Once you get in, once you go through the checkout, and once you purchase the private community, I'll go ahead and send you an email to schedule a one-on-one call with me. We're gonna audit your content, we're gonna audit your profile, and figure out the next steps for you. And then after 1 week later, I'll go back, we'll schedule another one-on-one, and we can go through and make sure you're on track. And you can also start going through all my video lessons we've got in there. We've got over 30 hours of video content. It's absolutely packed with knowledge. We've got tons of like-minded individuals where you can contact, you can talk to other people in the community. We've got weekly Q&A sessions. We've got it all there, 24/7 support. It's all going to be there for you. So if you're ready to take LinkedIn serious, if you want to build a personal brand and a profitable business on the platform, it's going to be your go-to spot. I'll have a link below this video. Anyways, that's it for episode 2 of LinkedIn Raw. I will see you guys off in the next week's video. Cheers.